Hello, good morning to another commute vlog from Jay. It is Wednesday, the 12th of April 2017. Sun is shining and it will be a very nice spring day. Very nice, so enjoy the sights of Switzerland in spring. Very nice, very nice. Today I'm on time. Very few situations. Doesn't happen too often actually, but yeah. I was getting up. I prepared a little bit because tomorrow I'll be leaving for Korea, so I don't have that much time to prepare everything in advance, so I was trying to get a little bit ahead of time and try to prepare things. I got the suitcase up and I took some clothes into my little suitcase and I will get them ironed in the office, so I don't have too much work at home. Yeah. And flight is going tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock, so I was thinking of leaving at 7 over here, and that would be 2 hours in advance. That should probably enough. I don't expect to be very much people on the airport at that time, because it's Switzerland. Zurich is a big airport in Switzerland, but it's not really a big airport, and so it's very convenient, very easy, very fast. And like last time I was thinking when I went to Costa Rica, oh my gosh, how much time would I need? And so I was calculating and thinking, yeah, that would be good. And I ended up waiting like over 40 minutes on the airport for nothing. So yeah, you don't have to be that much on time. So on the Korean Air website they say 40 minutes before boarding, you have to be checking in, right? So if the plane goes 20 minutes past 9, last check-in would be 20 minutes before 8, right? 20 minutes before 8, oh gosh, my suitcase. I mean, that's like fairly late, right? But so they need 40 minutes to get the last suitcase to the plane. And so I think there's plenty of time. Yeah. So I told people yesterday to come to my live vlog in the morning. Where's my sunglasses? And I wonder if someone will come. Yeah, I got one new subscriber from my YouTube. I pulled them over from Twitch, and yeah, main thing. Oh, no, it's too fast. So that social media growing thing is like really complicated. Oh my gosh, I don't see anything. And it's still a adventurous thing to do. So how to motivate people to subscribe, and then we were talking about, because someone said you need to grow your audience, you're cool, and I said yeah, I try to, but what should I do? And then the answer was be more of yourself. Interesting answer. And I always was thinking I would be myself, So it seems people don't think that I am myself. If I am not myself, who am I? And that reminds me of that book title, the very funny book title. In German it's called Wer bin ich und wenn ja, wie viele? So in English it would be Who am I, and if so, how many? Yeah, it's like a philosophical book, and sometimes you need like disturbing questions to get your mind right, to see the perspective. Yeah. Did you ever think of how many you are? So, just for normal people, not for one with split personalities. Yeah, anyways. So, that's like interesting. It's an interesting book title, and to me it's an interesting thought, because if you tell that title to anyone, everyone gets irritated by the question, and if so, how many? So people would be, how many? No person actually thinks about how many am I, right? It's an interesting thought, basically. So it's always important. So in my opinion, it's always important to not to question things in a bad way, but to reconsider. Take a look at the things that you think are given and think about them. Why can't they change? Could you change them? You don't need to, right? It's just a mind experiment, whether you could or not. Wow. Do we get another lane over here? They're like reconstructing the highways, so the ones who are following my vlog. I started vlogging almost with the beginning of the highway construction, and basically they're like building a new sewage underneath the highway, which is a little bit complicated because they had to close the two middle lanes like of each highway side. The inner lane is closed, so we are driving on the rescue lane. So that's why we have to go so slow, because of the construction. So typically in Switzerland it's 120 kilometers per hour, and now we are down to 80 kilometers per hour. So like reduction of 30%, 33%. Yeah, they're like constructing everything, trying to get everything fixed. And the next construction over here is the new the area where you can cross the borders, that gets a new bridge, because over here in where I live in Switzerland, the Swiss border is marked by the Old Rhine River. The Old Rhine is not a big river, but the Old Rhine is the old country border. So every time you want to cross into Switzerland or out of Switzerland, you have to cross a bridge, and that makes it technically complicated. And so it's like complicated, and the new Rhine is like the big river, and of course though you have to cross the next bridges, big ones, and that's a problem because there is no direct highway connection between Switzerland and Austria on this side, so you always have to cross little border checkpoints, and that is when holiday time is. That's a big problem for people living here and the tourists, because everyone gets stuck in a little border checkpoint, and there is no way of crossing highways easily. So that's a little bit annoying for people who are living here because all the streets are getting crowded because the cars cannot, on the other side they cannot enter and not leave. Like, yeah, it's a big traffic jam. And now it's Easter holiday starting, so a couple of people you will see maybe on my side. The car had some bicycles on the back, so the ones who can afford it, they leave today. Many will leave tomorrow, and Friday is Christian holiday. So Friday is Christian holiday, no one has to work on Friday. Saturday it would be open, but so many people, we call it take a bridge day. So if like there's a holiday and then comes a natural free day like Sunday, so Friday is holiday, Saturday is work, Sunday is free, then people take off the Saturday, because you would have 3 days of break with just 1 day of work holiday. And yeah, I guess in other countries people would do the same. Maybe not in Asia, because Asians don't take holidays, right? But over here in Europe, that's like typical. And there's like typical phenomenons, like Easter is always on Friday, right? And like Christmas is always rotating, because that's like set to the 24th, and the 25th is holiday, 26th is holiday. And when you're lucky, then you would have like the 25th would be a Thursday, then Friday, then you take Saturday off, and you would have 4 days of free time. So yeah, that's how we do holidays in Europe. And so that result is like the typical phenomenon that like in special times in the year, like almost everyone takes his leave. I think that will be the same like in America when with Thanksgiving or Christmas time. And we have that with Easter over here as well, because Easter is like the biggest holiday in Christianity, right? So, and Switzerland is mostly Christian. At least it's Christian by history. And nowadays it's like more different religions in Switzerland, of course, but the main religion in Europe is Christianity. And so Easter is very important to everyone. Yeah, and then the Easter bunny comes and brings presents. We're searching for eggs in the playgrounds, in the fields. The kids get like sweets, stuff like that. That's like typical European tradition. And typically in Europe, the presents and the sweets and like the hard-boiled eggs, colored hard-boiled eggs, maybe you saw that somewhere. I don't know if you have that in other countries as well. So if you have a garden at the house, you would typically try to hide them in the garden, and the kids have to run through the garden and find the stuff. So it's like for the small kids, some entertainment, like, yeah. I think it's also entertainment for the parents to watch, but basically it's like meant to entertain the kids, the little kids. And yeah, that's like tradition over here. And people go to the church, and typically, because Easter is like the end of the fasting season, you would get like a bigger, in Austria you get a big brunch, because people take like the food to the church. Then will be how do you say that? Yeah, you will get, the priest will do something with the food, right? And then you can take it home and eat it. And that's like typical in Austria. That's like typical for Easter. I don't know how it is here, because my mom is Austrian, so we typically did it the Austrian way, not the German way. But I think it would be similar, right? The Alpine area like Austria, Bavaria, it's like typically same kind of traditions, very close. I don't think about northern Germany, that could be different. Yeah, anyways. So we're close to the office, guys, and if you stayed here so far in the video, thank you very much. Hit the like button, subscribe if you found it interesting. If you have any questions, put them down below like always, and thank you for watching. Maybe last vlog this week in the car will be tomorrow when I go working the last time, and then the next week I'm not working, I'm on holidays, so there will be no commute vlog for 1 week, I guess, but I will try to vlog a little bit in Korea, take the phone, take some pictures, videos, stuff like that. So yeah, we will do that. So bye bye, see you next time.